There was once a man who was known everywhere for his success. He was a CEO of a huge company, respected, feared, and admired by many. He had money, cars, properties, and every luxury in the world. But despite all that, there was one strange weakness that nobody could understand. The man could not eat any food made by world-class chefs. He had tried expensive restaurants, five-star hotels, and even personal chefs who charged millions. But whenever he tried their food, he felt nothing. His stomach rejected it, and his heart felt empty. Yet there was one little girl whose cooking he could not live without. She was just a child from an orphanage. She didn't have fancy skills or expensive ingredients. She cooked simple meals, rice, soup, bread, but when he ate her food, something magical happened. The food touched his heart in a way no one else's ever could. At first, the CEO thought it was just coincidence. Maybe it was hunger. Maybe it was the freshness of the ingredients. But every time, it was the same. Only the meals made by this small girl satisfied him. Curious, he decided to meet her personally. When he entered the orphanage, children ran around happily. Among them stood a little girl, holding a small apron, smiling as she served food to others. She looked innocent, her eyes shining with kindness. The CEO sat down, and she placed a plate in front of him. "Here you go, sir," she said softly. He took the first bite, and again that same feeling rushed through him. It was as if he was eating food filled with memories, love, and warmth. He looked at her and asked, "Little one, how do you cook?" "Like this? What's your secret?" The girl smiled shyly. "I don't know, sir. I just cooked the way my mama taught me." Before I lost her, the CEO's heart skipped a beat. For a moment, he couldn't speak. There was something about the way she said, "Mama," that shook him inside. He had lost someone, too. Years ago, his beloved wife had passed away, leaving him broken and alone. And along with her, he had lost something even more precious, his infant daughter. He thought she was gone forever, but he shook the thought away. It can't be. He told himself. Days passed, and the CEO kept visiting the orphanage. Sometimes he would sit quietly and watch her cook. Other times, he would talk to her, asking about her life. She told him how she didn't remember much about her parents, only small flashes. She remembered her mother's smile, the warmth of her hugs, and the way she taught her to cook simple meals with love. After her mother passed, she was brought to the orphanage, and since then she had lived there, cooking for others like her mother once cooked for her. The CEO listened carefully. Each word pierced his heart. He felt closer to her each day. One evening, he asked her, "Would you like to come to my home sometime? I would love for you to cook there too." Her eyes lit up with excitement. "Really? I've never been to such a big house before." When she arrived at his mansion, she looked around with curiosity. The walls were filled with paintings, trophies, and photographs. She stopped suddenly in front of a large picture. It was a photo of a beautiful woman, smiling warmly, the CEO's late wife. The little girl froze. Her eyes filled with tears. "That's my mama," she whispered. The CEO felt his entire world stop. His heart pounded in his chest. What did you say?" he asked in a trembling voice. "That's my mama," the girl repeated, her voice shaking. "I remember this picture. She used to hold me and tell me stories. I thought I would never see her face again." Tears rolled down the CEO's cheeks. He quickly grabbed her shoulders, looking into her eyes. "Tell me, what do you remember about her? About your life before the orphanage?" The girl told him small details about a lullaby her mother used to sing. about a bracelet she wore, about the night everything went dark and she woke up in the orphanage. Each detail matched perfectly with his past. Finally, the truth was undeniable. This little girl was not just anyone. She was his daughter, the daughter he thought he had lost forever. The CEO fell to his knees, sobbing as he hugged her tightly. My child, my little girl. I thought I lost you, but you've been here all along. The girl began to cry too, wrapping her arms around him. For years she had longed for a family, for someone to call her own. And now she had found her father Dot. From that day forward, everything changed. The CEO no longer cared about high-class dinners or expensive parties. His true happiness was sitting at the table with his daughter, eating the simple meals she cooked. With love, he took her out of the orphanage and gave her the home she deserved. But more importantly, he gave her his heart. Together they laughed, cried, and healed the wounds of the past. The man who once lived only for money and power finally understood what life truly meant. Success was nothing without family. Wealth was meaningless without love. And the little girl who once thought she was alone in the world discovered that destiny had always planned to bring her back to her father. Their story became a reminder for everyone. No matter how far life takes us apart, love will always find a way to bring us back together.